Today's show is brought to you by State Farm agent Ryan McDevitt. Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Ryan McDevitt is ready to help you combine home and auto and save in Chicago and the surrounding suburbs. Call Ryan today at 630-796-2662. That's 630-796-2662. Or visit his website, ryanismyagent.com. That's ryanismyagent.com. And make sure to mention Sports Talk Chicago. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. There's only two types of people in this world. Ones who play with nothing to lose and who never worry about losing their legacy, their fan base, their fame. And others who play desperately worried, who are arrogant and cocky, and do whatever they can to just stay on top. You know people like that, right? I do. And I think that accurately describes what we're going to see in the Super Bowl this weekend. There's one quarterback with everything on the line. If he loses, he'll never be the GOAT. He'll never be considered as great as the other. The other one has already been there. He's done that. If he loses, it doesn't matter. He already has 6 Super Bowls. The story itself of him leaving his old team to come to a new one and lead them to the Super Bowl in his first year, that's good enough. That's more than enough for him. Of course, I'm talking about Pat Mahomes and Tom Brady. Tom Brady has nothing to lose this weekend. Despite what the media wants to tell you, he doesn't. He's won 6 Super Bowls. He left New England and told Bill Belichick, I'm going to prove you wrong. I am the guy. You're not the guy. I am. I'm the reason we won 6 championships. And what do you know? He leaves his first year on a new team. They're in the Super Bowl. What a surprise. Even if Brady loses, even if he can't compete against Mahomes on Sunday, he's still the GOAT in my book. Nothing changes, really. But see, here's the thing. If Pat Mahomes can't win, if he loses to Brady on a new team at 43 years old, can't be the GOAT. Tell me I'm wrong. He can't. The Chiefs have, without question, the most explosive offense in football. Great head coach, great quarterback, 3 different running backs averaging 4 yards a carry. Best wide receiver, fastest wide receiver. They've got all of it. If they can't beat Tom Brady and Tampa, how's that going to look for Pat Mahomes' legacy? You could make the argument, oh, he's only 25, he's inexperienced, he'll get there eventually. The difference is he's already won a Super Bowl. He's been there and done that already. And if you remember last year, he wasn't really that good. I hate to say it. He didn't turn it on until about end of the third quarter. That was it. He didn't have the best game of his career. But because the Niners collapsed and Jimmy Garoppolo's a horrible quarterback, he won. I'm telling you right now, this may not be talked about enough, but it's definitely true. One quarterback has nothing to lose. Tom Brady. At all. If he loses, who cares? Already the GOAT, already has 6 Super Bowls, went to a new team, led them to the Super Bowl, he's fine. If Pat Mahomes loses, well, we have to start wondering, will he ever match Tom Brady? When people look back on Mahomes and Brady and make the comparisons 20 or 30 years from now, the one thing that'll differentiate them is out. Mahomes lost to Brady in the Super Bowl when Brady was on a new team. He's not the GOAT. See what I mean? There's a lot at stake here for Pat Mahomes, for his legacy. There's a lot at stake here for the Chiefs. Can they repeat? Can they beat Tom Brady? We're going to have to see how it plays out. But I'll say this much. Mahomes has a lot more to play for than you think. Their offense is definitely better than Tampa. Without question. More weapons, more quality players, better coach. We know. So what's going to be the differentiator in this game? What's going to make the biggest difference? That's right, the defense. Bears fans know that. The defense. And here's the best part. Guess who has the top rushing defense in the entire NFL? The Bucs. Guess who loves to run the football and has 3 different running backs averaging 4 yards per carry? The Chiefs. What's going to happen? If the Buccaneers can slow down Kansas City's offense, if they force them to pass the ball 50 times, let's say, it's going to be an easy win for Tampa. Remember, Pat Mahomes is interception prone. Take shots downfield. He can't throw a pick. He threw 3 in one game this year. And if everybody knows the pass is coming, what do you expect to happen? What do you think is going to happen if everyone knows it's coming? If the run game can't even get started? If Allaire, the rookie, can't do anything? It's going to be an easy win for Tampa. Now, in Tampa's case, the one thing that could hold them back is, believe it or not, Tom Brady, and here's why. Brady throws a lot of picks, more than he did before. He threw 3 against Green Bay and still won. What does that tell you? In the Super Bowl, there's no room for error. You can't be throwing 3, 4, 5 picks and expect to come out on top. He needs to be a bit more conservative. He needs to realize that his defense has got his back. And please, Tampa, if you're somehow watching, run the football. Please do it. Ronald Jones is averaging 5 yards a carry. The rookie finished just short of 1,000 yards. Leonard Fournette's still there too. Averaged right around 4. Great run offense. Brady succeeds when he has a running back with him. When he has a guy who, you know, could run for 4 yards on a whim. The Bucs have that. That'll make a difference. The Buccaneers, in my opinion, have a much larger and wider path to victory than Kansas City. Here's why. Better defense. Best rush defense in football. 5 yard per carry rusher. And a guy behind him in Leonard Fournette, who's a 1,000-yard rusher before. Then Tom Brady. And the receiving core that he throws to. Brock, Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Godwin. My goodness. Talk about weapons. I would argue Tampa is a more complete team than Kansas City. I don't care about the fact that KC's the reigning champs. They have Pat Mahomes. It makes a difference when your defense is top 1. They're the first rush defense in the NFL. And they have 4 legitimate wide receivers. Plus a running back running for 5 yards a carry. They are more complete. Like it or not, they are. And if Tampa plugs up the run game for Kansas City, Mahomes will have to pass all day to win. Not saying it's impossible. But I am saying that if the Tampa defense knows it's coming all day long, what do you think's going to happen? Mahomes can throw picks, take shots downfield. I wouldn't be surprised if he threw one or two on Sunday. He threw 3 in a game already. This isn't going to be easy for the Chiefs. And as I said to open up this show, who has more to play for? It's not Brady. Brady could retire today. He'd be the GOAT. Who cares? It's Mahomes. Because Mahomes, 30 years from now, when they're comparing Brady and Mahomes, who's the GOAT? I don't know. They're going to point to this game. They're going to say, well, Mahomes couldn't beat him in the Super Bowl, despite him being on a new team away from the New England dynasty. That's going to be the issue. That's going to be the big problem for Pat Mahomes. I firmly believe Tampa is going to win this game. Think about this, too. This is the first time in Super Bowl history that a team is playing at their home stadium. 25,000 people will be there. You're going to tell me that won't make a difference? And I know right now Vegas says KC's a 3-point favorite. Don't worry about that. Are you in your right mind going to bet against Tom Brady again in his home stadium in the Super Bowl? Give me a break. Do I want it to happen? Do I want Brady to win again? No, of course not. As it is, I don't like this matchup. It's too reminiscent of the Cavaliers and the Warriors. It's too reminiscent of the NBA. Reminds me too much of it. That said, if I'm going to pick objectively who's going to win, how could you not go with Tom Brady? Why in your right mind would you pick against him in the Super Bowl? Oh, Pat Mahomes has a bigger arm. Oh, I love Pat Mahomes. Brady proved to everybody this year that he's not done. He did. You know, a couple of years ago, I thought he was done. Threw a bit too many picks. Didn't throw enough touchdowns. Had nothing around him, to be fair, but still, I thought it was over. This year proved to me that it's far from over for him. 40 touchdowns at 43 years old, more touchdowns than Pat Mahomes. He's not some old washed-up veteran. It's not like it's Trent Dilfer in the Super Bowl, Rich Gannon in the Super Bowl. No, it's Tom Brady, who's slinging the ball and has weapons around him and has a good run game and has a great defense. What do you think's going to happen? How do you think it's going to go down? Look, Mahomes and the Chiefs, they'll have many more opportunities to win more Super Bowls. They will. He's 25, long way to go. Tom Brady, not so much. 43, I could see him playing maybe 2 or 3 more years. Maybe. I think this is his time to win again. I really do. I mean, logically speaking, when you compare both teams, you could see Tampa's better. You could also see Brady isn't old or washed up yet. That's what scares me. That's what should scare people who think the Chiefs are going to win. Not old, not washed up, not done. He wants to prove to everybody that he was the one. He was the reason New England won all those Super Bowls. Not Adam Vinatieri. Not the defense, the run game, Bill Belichick. No, Tom Brady. That's why. And he has nothing to lose. Tom Brady has nothing to lose. Pat Mahomes, I would argue his legacy is on the line on Sunday. If he loses to the GOAT, how could he become the GOAT? Serious question. If he loses to the GOAT Tom Brady in the Super Bowl on a different team, how could he ever become the GOAT? How does that happen? It's a big question. So as for my pick, yeah, I'm picking Tampa. They're going to win. I will say this, though. They are not hitting the over in this game. No chance they go over 56.5 points. It'd be different if Tampa's defense was what it was 2 years ago, or they let Mitch Trubisky throw for 6 touchdowns. But it's not. It's great. Great defense. On top of what they already have offensively. It's going to be a close game. My final score, 24-17. Tampa will win. Tom Brady wins Super Bowl number 7. And Pat Mahomes takes a big hit when it comes to him ever being in the GOAT discussion. More to come here on Sports Talk Chicago. My interview with Troy Macker comes up next, so stay tuned. Hey, do you want to make some money this weekend? What if I told you I could offer you $250 free to bet on any game you want, including the Super Bowl? Here's what you have to do. Go to sportstalkchicago.com/cash. sportstalkchicago.com/cash. You must be 21 plus. You must be an Illinois resident. You can bet $250 free on any game you want for this upcoming weekend. Super Bowl, NBA, college basketball. This is, without question, the best time to put down some money and win a whole lot more back. Go to sportstalkchicago.com/cash. sportstalkchicago.com/cash. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.